Welcome back everybody to Forza Motorsport. So we're continuing on the Mid-Engine Muscle Championship, which is part of the Mid-Engine Tour. So yeah, we did reasonably well, I seem to remember, in the previous races. So we are at the WeatherTech Raceway at Laguna Seca for 5 laps. Apparently it's got to be raining, so yeah, hopefully I have to keep everything in check there. And now we can upgrade apparently to R class, as we are currently in S class. So yeah, only really stuff that we need to do in terms of weight, in terms of handling and such, is weight reduction. That will shoot us up by 22 pi. Obviously we can put race tyres on it, but as I've always said, they wear out quite quickly, and I feel like they're more of a detriment than a positive, to be honest, especially when it comes to longer races. So we'll put on a race transmission, race driveline, race diff. Give it a new rear bumper to improve the handling and braking. Nope, not done yet. And lighten the flywheel. Pretty sure we got every handling upgrade that was reasonable. But yeah, let's basically just bump up the power then to make up for anything else. Do some conversion, I think. I'll stick a pair of turbochargers on it just to give it that extra bit of kick. Wow, that takes it up quite a lot there. We're not going to get an even amount, and obviously adding the intercooler does add a fair bit of weight. Don't think there's anything else we can do. So we're not going to be... Wow, look at the amount of weight that taking out the rear, the front driveline does. Apparently improve the handling and braking and the top speed quite substantially, but obviously the acceleration is reduced because you don't have the off-the-line potential of the all-wheel drive system, and I feel like that does give you plenty of additional benefits if you do that. We'll give it that, and then we'll just knock out a bit of power. Preferably an even amount. Which I don't think we're gonna get. Oh, we'll leave that, that's fine. We'll just reduce the flywheels. Nope, that's not gonna do it. Knock back the power, get rid of the air filter. Right, that's fine. So we have even more power now. We have well over 200 extra horsepower than what we had before we upgraded the car further, as we had 610 originally. And in terms of acceleration, we're now able to do 0 to 60 in 1.846 seconds, 0 to 103.890 seconds, and go to a top speed of 229 miles an hour. Don't think we're going to be needing all that kind of speed here, but you know, it should be interesting to see what it can do regardless. Whether or not it's wise to upgrade this car as much as we have is another thing entirely. At the end of the day, the car was perfectly good in its previous class that it was in, but I figured, you know, if we didn't do that, then maybe we would be outclassed in comparison to the rest of the competition. So figured we may as well join them if we can't beat them. But the fact it's wet and we've now got all this extra power is a little concerning. Good job we did keep it all-wheel drive though. Slightly cut off by the Ferrari there. Oh dear, Ferrari's colliding again. Slightly caught off onto the rumble strip, and that just moved me over into the dirt slightly. Once that happens, it's very hard to get back off. This is ferociously fast once we get a clear run. Splitter's helping with some understeer as well. So we've got the best of grip, but I'll put that down to the fact we're wet conditions and we don't obviously have wet tyres. It's only an option if you have the race tyres. Our system's very helpful for launching out of corners, especially the slow ones. Brake way too late there. Just trying to make up that little bit of extra time on the Ferrari in front, but it's obviously not going to prove viable. Even though our brakes have been improved, they're really only as good as, you know, surface conditions and depending on how far before the corner we brake. Too late regardless of how good the brakes are, and you will not pull up in time. We get the Ferrari now because we've kept up for the rest of the lap.
3 more.
This car would have been damn near uncontrollable if we'd have swapped it to rear wheel drive. It would have been cool, you know, considering the handling would be better in dry conditions, but yeah, we definitely need that security of the all-wheel drive system. Especially with this level of power. Might have been manageable with the 610 upgrading it to in the last episode, but not well over 800. tried and tested tactic of wait for the straight and gun it. Why did he pull over there? Well, we nearly had him, but he pulled over in front of us and we had no gap to fit through. Certainly not a Gallardo-sized gap. Again, too much on the rumble strip. It's very wet and slippery on those rumble strips, and it just makes you slide off into the gravel, and then the gravel's even harder to get off of. Done a huge amount of races in the wet on this career mode. Either these ones that are added monthly or whatever, or the main career mode. More of them, but yeah, there's not a huge amount of them, so a different kind of handling physics that you can get, just something you have to try and get used to in that race. It's so powerful. Did he brake intentionally then or something? Because we got it, yeah. He seemed to brake then in the last second, and yeah, that's evidenced by how close that race actually was. There's less than 0.2 of a second in it. So yeah, for whatever reason that 296 just braked and gave us the win. He would have won otherwise. But still, I'm going to take a win. I'm not going to shove the points into the hands of someone else for doing what they did, and that means that we now rise by 2 places into first with 3-point lead over second and a 6-point lead over third. But quite frankly, still everything to play for, because yeah, those amount of points are inconsequential if you only come 5th or 6th in a race, and then they come in the top 3. So yeah, still everything to play for. So let's go to the Road Atlanta, one of my favourite tracks. So yeah, if this is dry, I can't remember if it said it now, then we should do really well, because there's a properly long straight, there's a decent long straight on the start-finish line.
The Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta,
and obviously we have a huge amount of power and acceleration, so yeah, it's looking like it's going to be dry. Just a little bit on the dark side of things. It's like dusk or dawn. But regardless, hopefully should do well here. So yeah, let's whack the fuel down a little bit more and let's get going. So I'm not sure if anyone who is watching has seen the new cars that are being added to the festival playlist via Forza Horizon 5. But I am very much looking forward to at least one of the 4 that are being added, and yeah, it's the 1990 Aston Martin Lagonda. Massive fan of Aston Martins, especially older ones, and yeah, that is one car that I've wanted in a racing game for a very long time, ever since I saw it featured on a mid-2000s episode of Top Gear. So yeah. No, it's not this exact one that was used in that episode, I believe. But still, to have one of the weirdest Aston Martins out there is going to be an absolute treat to have. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. Also getting the Subaru SVX to return. Yes, we've had that in Forza Horizon games before, or even Forza Motorsport games before, but it's still a cracking little car from Subaru, and yeah, their first attempt at a luxury vehicle, one that I think they mostly got right. And then we have the Mitsubishi FTO, which we already have in this game, so we'll be reviewing it. I'm pretty sure I've already reviewed it on this game already, but still, it's a fantastic little front-wheel drive coupe. really tiny 2-litre V6. That just oozes charisma as far as I'm concerned. And then we also have the Toyota, I think it's the Toyota Sora. I'm not sure if it's basically the Lexus SC 300 that we already have. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that as well. Just because again, it's a new car that's been added in. New cars always mean something interesting is being added to the game because it's, you know, not what we've had before. And it just means that you get to have a little bit of a learning curve about that car, and when it comes to researching it, in itself is interesting, but then also the fact that you're curious about how it's going to drive and sound, perform when upgrading it or just racing it in standard form. So yeah, overall a solid lineup. Granted, there are, you know, two cars that we've had before in previous games, or even current games in this respect. This game with the Mitsubishi FTO, but still, it's a strong lineup for the most part, especially thanks to Aston Martin. It's a shame that I don't think it's the first week car. I think it's the second or third, so I'll have to wait a little bit for it, but regardless, still looking forward to it. Outside of 4th place, easily done. Many laps on this race, despite how fast they are. Unleash the speed. Bring it as late as possible there. There's a dare. Got very unsettled there. What the hell happened with that rear wheel? Suddenly let go. No idea.
Last lap.
My second place went so wide there. Third has just braked for some reason. I'll take that. I'll leave a door wide open. I'm going to go through it. Messy there. Fire out the corner, come on, gain on second at the very least. Should have figured he would take the inside there, so let's go on the outside. Oh, dangerous, 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 dangerous. Well, that also didn't work, but also because I was a little bit too brave at going around the corner and the car at the same time. I also think we got a little bit of a burst of draft from the Ferrari up front, so suddenly had a little bit more speed than we were anticipating, but still, got into second. That's all we're going to win. I have to manage though because the McLaren's just too far ahead. Still, that's a fairly decent position considering we were struggling for the first lap or so to make any progress outside of 5th. So yeah, we moved up 10
Good work out
places.
there.
McLaren Spider moved up 1. The Ferrari FX should be told moved up 1 as well. But we still clinched the championship overall. Second place was only 5 points ahead of us, so if we had been, you know, obviously a bit further back, you know, 5th place or 6th, then we wouldn't have held on there, I believe. So yeah, but still, an 11-point lead over 2nd and 3rd place, giving us the win overall. So yeah, that Lamborghini is a pretty fun one, to be honest. It's always been one of my favourite modern Lamborghinis, and yeah, it's not really disappointed here as well, especially given how versatile it is to you know, upgrades on this game. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.